New Year book list, New Year book club, all that kind of stuff, because that kind of pressure, I'm not gonna do it. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Harleigh, and in this video I'm going to be talking through my 2021 New Year's resolutions and plans. I did want to do a 2020 roundup until I realised that we've all experienced the same year. We've all watched the same shows. We've even watched shows that we wouldn't normally have watched, but we've just watched them because our friends and other people have watched them. There have been no new movies. There have barely been any new albums. All these like quarantine EPs and isolation mixtapes. And that all in all, people were kind of ready to see the back of 2020. So a roundup of all the things that we lived through might not necessarily be something that people are going to sit down and watch. I will say, if you are looking for a wrap up of 2020, check out Netflix's Death to 2020. That was absolutely hilarious. I think I watched it on New Year's Eve, and it gives you a really worldwide perspective and just absolutely hilarious way, and kind of like brings some humor to some of the very much not funny events that happened in 2020. But now moving on to 2021, I have decided to set myself 5 New Year's resolutions. I'm usually the kind of person that will set more, the way I would organize a vision board would be like per category of my life and then set goals for each of those. But I'm still tired from 2020 and I feel like I'm also still behind on some of those resolutions. I don't want to feel behind when I'm starting something new. So I've decided to just make 5 really simple resolutions that I can actually achieve. I think it's important for me setting goals to be able to tick them off. There's nothing worse than writing something down on a list, even on a day-to-day list, that you're not gonna get done. So for that reason, I have chosen just 5 very simple resolutions that I hope can inspire you too. The first one comes from a podcast that saw me through many hours of 2020, and it's called The Sporkful. Their tagline is not for foodies, but for eaters. And the end of year episode was about New Year's resolutions. Based on the nature of their podcast, all the resolutions are obviously around food. And I really love this because why wouldn't I? So my first 2021 resolution is to eat more mushrooms. I actually didn't eat mushrooms before this pandemic. I also didn't really eat aubergine, eggplant before this pandemic. So I have actually managed to already try 3 types of mushroom. Button and chestnut mushrooms are just the mushrooms that are most commonly available in supermarkets. But then for Christmas, I did actually do shiitake mushrooms, which were absolutely delicious. I did them in like sesame and soy and garlic, and that was yummy. So yeah, I just want to try and eat more mushrooms. Resolution number 2 will be very handy for that, which is that this month I am taking on Veganuary, which is a 30-day challenge or 31-day challenge to eat vegan. I did this last year, and I have 1 or 2 videos I think on my channel of vegan things that I tried last year, and I did do a vegan month in 2018. So this is not my first time at this rodeo, but I think every time you learn something different, you learn something better, and I will put up a video about that soon. Since I moved out, meat has kind of been creeping into my household shopping and into my fridge more and more, and I think just the freedom of like, if I can have a bacon sandwich, I can have a bacon sandwich. Living by yourself just kind of has made me make those kind of little slippery slope decisions. So this month will be a really good restart for me in terms of going back to when I didn't really buy meat and didn't really have meat at home. Veganuary for me is not just focused on plant-based living, but also to try and make some steps to be a little bit more sustainable this year. Now that I live on my own, I can make some, you know, household decisions about certain products and certain ways of doing things that I couldn't do when I was at home with my parents. Number 3 is rest. 2021, I'm going to learn how to rest. I'm going to try and do what other people do, which is take time off to be off. I'm not going to take annual leave from my 9 to 5 to work on my side hustle. I'm going to take time off to be off. Number 4, have more creative fun. Do less things that involve screens. One of my friends has actually just influenced me to buy a Sudoku book. Sudoku? Math puzzle grid thing. It's been great. It gives me time off the screen, apart from when I'm texting her that I'm stuck. It's something that I haven't done in years. I used to fill them out in my magazines all the time. I used to buy magazines. I used to sit and read things in print, and I want to try and do more of that. Work sent a jigsaw as part of our Christmas present that I am kind of saving for when these tears cause tears. But honestly, kind of looking forward to being able to dedicate my time to something, zone out, not worry about a screen. And number 5 is to learn more, which is quite broad and quite vague, but I feel like a reoccurring New Year's resolution of mine is to read more books, or to read a certain number of books. And I think in my brain, I say that because I associate books with learning, but then I never actually achieved that like certain number of books, or to read a certain book, you know, the trending book, whatever it is. So I think this year I just want to focus on learning more, because you can learn in so many different ways. Yes, books, but also YouTube videos. I have a lot of time for podcasts. I have a lot of time for audiobooks. And yes, books are still great, and I'm definitely going to read more. I actually just charged up my Kindle, so I'm going to load that up with books from my already built reading list. I'm gonna try and steer away from the pressure of what everyone else is reading at this time of the year, because I do have like a steady rolling list of things that I want to read, and I'd rather read the books that I have carefully been curating over time that I genuinely have an interest in than like jump on the New Year book list, New Year book club, all that kind of stuff, because that kind of pressure, I'm not gonna do it. If you are looking for more videos on how to have a great 2021, I have made a playlist. It includes videos on calendar blocking, how to wake up at 5 AM if that's your thing. I did it once, might do it again. Better money saving, budgeting, finance, whatever it is something for everyone in that playlist. There are also some podcast and music playlist recommendations in the description below. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'm wishing you a very happy, healthy, abundant, safe, peaceful, staying positive, testing negative 2021.